Hey there! So, have you ever looked at your dog and just thought, what in the world is going on in that furry little head? If so, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to take those moments of confusion, you know the ones, and turn them into moments of real understanding.
All right, let's talk about that moment. The one every dog owner kind of dreads. Your super sweet, loving dog suddenly does something totally out of character. Maybe they growl, or snap, or get all fierce about a toy. And just like that, you're looking at them like, who is this dog?
And this quote, man, it just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of complete shock, maybe even a little bit of betrayal. I mean, you're the one who gave them the toy. You filled that food bowl. So what gives? What is happening here?
And this is where our brains go first, right? It's that gut reaction. We immediately think, hey, doesn't he know I'm the boss? We see it as a power play, like they're challenging us. But what if I told you that this question, this whole way of thinking, is actually the biggest thing standing in our way of fixing it?
Okay, so let's get right into it. We've got to completely tear down this old school myth about dominance, because here's the truth. This behavior, it's not about your dog trying to be the alpha and take over your house. No way. Almost always it comes from a place of insecurity and fear.
So the official term for this is resource guarding, and the expert Patricia McConnell defines it pretty simply. It's just behavior that discourages someone else from taking something the dog values. And that resource, well, it can be literally anything. Food, toys, that sock they stole from the laundry, even their favorite spot on the couch, or you. Believe it or not, it's a totally natural dog behavior, even if we humans aren't big fans of it.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Before we get all judgy with our dogs, let's just take a look in the mirror for a second. Okay, picture this. You're at a restaurant and this amazing perfect steak is sitting on your plate. You're just about to take a bite and some random person reaches over and tries to snatch it. What would you do? You'd probably yell, hey, get away from my steak, right? You'd protect it. We do this all the time. We lock our cars. We put our names on our lunch in the office fridge. We are all resource guarders. Your dog is doing the exact same thing, just, in a dog way.
Okay, so here's the big takeaway. This is not a battle of wills. This isn't about winning a fight with your dog. The real goal is to change the emotion underneath the behavior. We have to teach our dog that when we approach them, it's not a threat. Actually, it means something good is about to happen.
So you basically have two paths you can take here. You've got the old school punishment route, yelling, getting physical, doing those alpha roll things you might have heard about. That is a total disaster. All it does is prove the dog right. It confirms their biggest fear. Yep, I knew it. This human is a threat to my stuff. But then there's the force-free method, which completely flips the script. It's all about teaching the dog that you coming near their prized possession actually means something even better is on the way.
And this is a perfect example of that new script in action. It's called the exchange game, and it's so simple but incredibly powerful. Here's how it works. You give your dog a kind of boring, low-value toy. Then you offer them a trade for something super high value, like a piece of cheese or chicken. The second they drop the toy to get the treat, you say your cue, like drop it. And then, this is the absolute magic part, you give them the toy right back. What are you teaching them? Human hands aren't scary thieves. Human hands bring awesome snacks, and they even give your stuff back. It's a total game changer.
Okay, let's totally shift gears for a minute. We've talked about a behavioral myth, now let's talk about a physical one. And this one is all about how our human idea of cute has unfortunately created a massive welfare crisis for one of the most popular dog breeds out there. So get this, in a pretty huge upset, the French Bulldog recently knocked the Labrador Retriever off the top spot as the #1 most popular breed in the US. And you can see why, right? People just love those squished faces, those big round eyes, their hilarious personalities. But there's a really dark side to that adorable look. The scientific term for that short head, flat face shape is brachycephaly. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. The very features that we humans have selectively bred for, because we think they're cute, are the direct cause of a lifetime of serious health problems for these dogs.
You know that cute snoring and all the snorting sounds they make? Well, that's often a sign of something called brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome, or BOAS for short. And let me be clear, this is not a minor thing. It is a debilitating condition. It means the dog is literally struggling to breathe every single moment of every day. And that leads to this whole cascade of other issues. They overheat easily, their eyes are prone to injury, they get terrible dental problems and nasty skin infections hiding in those deep facial folds.
Okay, I know hearing all of that could be really overwhelming, especially if you have one of these dogs. But knowledge is power, right? Owning one of these special breeds just means you have to commit to a proactive, lifelong care plan. This isn't optional stuff. It is absolutely essential for their well-being.
Think of this as your non-negotiable checklist. You've got to clean those skin folds every single day to keep them dry. You can't exercise them in hot or humid weather, period. Keeping them at a healthy, lean weight is crucial to help their breathing. And always, always use a harness instead of a collar to protect their fragile airway. Seriously, these aren't just good ideas. They are the basic requirements of being a responsible owner to one of these dogs.
All right, so let's zoom out for a second. What's the common thread here? What connects that anxious dog guarding his toy with the medically fragile French bulldog? It's one simple thing. They both have a profound need for their world to be predictable and to make sense.
See, for any dog, but especially for a dog that's dealing with fear or chronic health problems, predictability equals security. It's that simple. When a dog knows what to expect, when their day has a rhythm, their anxiety just plummets. And in its place, their trust in you, as their guide, starts to grow. I mean, just think about something basic like potty training a new puppy. What's the #1 rule? Routine. You take them out after they wake up, after they eat, after they play. That consistent routine is what teaches them the pattern. Well, that exact same principle applies to everything. A consistent schedule for meals, walks, training, it all works together to create this stable, secure world where your dog can finally just relax and thrive. So, when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's that being a dog owner requires a huge shift in our perspective. It's not about forcing them to fit into our human world. It's about us taking the time to truly understand theirs.
And this quote, this really gets to the heart of everything. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with a growl over a food bowl or carefully managing the health of a Frenchie. Your role is exactly the same. You are their guide. Not their boss, not their master. You are their knowledgeable, compassionate guide through what can be a really confusing human world.
And that really leaves us with one last critical question to think about. It's not just about the amazing dogs we already have in our lives, but also about the ones we might choose in the future. It forces us to ask, are we choosing them for how they look or for their well-being? It's a tough question, but it's an important one. Thanks for joining me.